I know what my audience like. I did some independent films with Master P. A lot of those movies did really well.
I'm ambitious, I'm a hustler. I have my own lane.
That's the thing about comedy. You wake up every day, you don't know if you're funny that day.
Yeah. Hey. Welcome to the program. Good to see y'all. Thanks for everybody tuning in. I don't know what that was. We ain't even gonna draw attention to it. We are live. Welcome to Let's Go Live with Lamont King. I'm Lamont King, and we are now live. Let's go. Let's go. Broadcasting live from the newly remodeled Drunken Fruit Studios.
I don't care if it is a closet. You still looking mad official.
Thanks, Lord Jamal from Brand Nubian and You Know What I Mean Godcast. I appreciate you. One time for the one time, man. And yes, we're here each and every Monday through Friday, Lord willing, 6 p.m. to 7 East Coast time. Shout out to everybody watching on the West Coast and worldwide. And it's a special. 10% off all bundles when you mention Let's Go Live with Lamont King at drunkenfruit.com. Make sure you send him an email. Let him know you're interested, and they'll send you back the menu and the invoices. Here's the email address right here. Once again, 10% holiday bundles. It's a trinket bundle and it's a duo bundle. Hey, it's amazing. I ain't going to talk too much about it because at this point you should already know. We are here 100% funded by listeners like you, watchers like you, viewers. And the only way we can do that is your support. You can see all the technical difficulties that we've been having over the last couple of days. I don't know if it's the weather or it's my service, but you can get rid of those problems. You really can. I appreciate y'all for showing up every day, but you can get rid of those problems for the low price of something. $ Lamont King Cash App is what we do whenever you feel like you heard a good punchline or something thought-provoking or interesting. Yeah, because this is something like a podcast. It's a live show. But unlike any other live show that you could be watching right now at this time, you have many choices out there, but I appreciate y'all for landing on this one. What was I saying? Trending topics, hilarious commentary, celebrity interviews, and interesting people. Peanut Gallery, what up? Appreciate y'all. Executive producer down the hall, Mr. Clarkson, Studio G. And on behalf of our New York Bureau Chief, John Watson, good to see y'all. All right, I see a lot of the regulars, repeaters in the chat, so that means that means y'all don't. There's no shout outs because you didn't bring anybody. So there's that. I don't have Facebook, so I won't get to catch that. ROS changing platforms out here. What's that? What y'all talking about? School me on that. I don't know nothing about it. I know they suing the shit out of Facebook. 48 attorney generals. I know that's a thing. That ain't gonna be good. How they gonna make Facebook the crash test dummy for 2021 off the break? We ain't even got there yet. All the stuff that needs fixing, that's what they're going after. Questionable. We'll talk about it. All right, here's the number at any given time. If you want to jump in on the conversation, there's only one line. So we got a phone line. Don't trip. I'll try to get to you. And we should be hearing from Roland Martin a little bit later as well. All right. Let's see. We got a new sponsor? Hold on. Are y'all just talking foolishness? Oh. All right, shout out to one of our new patrons. Our new underwriters, Deborah. Keown. That's how it looks. Keown. Appreciate you, Deborah, for underwriting. You get a special super shout out for donating to the cause. It's going to be a day when you're going to look back and you'll be like, yeah, I supported that show. And I'm going to look back and I'm going to be like, yeah, I appreciated your support back in the day. That's what's up. Appreciate you. Cash App is wide open. All right, let's get to it, man. Couple things I wanna get on. Hold up. All right. I'm back. Don't trip. Hopefully we'll be able to see these. Well, let's get right to that because I think this is important, and they may even have some video that we can watch. So Facebook is I want to break it down so we'll understand what's really going on. So apparently there's an antitrust issue that governments led by one Letitia James out of New York, 48 attorneys general are taking issue with the size of Facebook. Like Facebook has been catching hell for censorship issues from conservatives. They've been catching hell from about advertisers, data breaches, privacy concerns. Are really catching hell. Just a behemoth of a company, part of the fabric of our everyday lives. And they really going after your boy Zuckerberg. He said some dumb things in public over the last few years, and I guess he's like punch dummy right now. He's easy to take shots at. So there's an antitrust situation going on, and what that means in layman's is you too big. You done cornered the market. Can't nobody else get no bread out here. So we're gonna try to take you down. You know, they bought WhatsApp, Instagram, or whatever, and the argument is that no similar platforms can thrive because you got the entire market share, which is interesting. With Clubhouse just jumping into the fray, now all of a sudden the lawsuit. Follow the money. All right, let's get to it. Follow the money. How, when, and where? How'd they do it? I'll just read this story, man. We got time. Let's try that again. All right, let's read this story, man. We got time.
Today I got time, cuz.
All right. So, yeah, you ain't know Facebook on Instagram too? Yeah, they're beasts. So they want to break them up. All right, let's take a look. Let's follow. Let's learn something today, man. That's the whole thing, man. Learn something, man. Talk some shit, learn some shit. That's the motto. That's gonna be a t-shirt. Talk some shit, learn some shit. All right. Yeah, I like it. I'll allow it. Facebook hit with antitrust lawsuit from Federal Trade Commission, I guess, FTC, and 48 attorneys general. Is this the video for the story? I don't think so. I think that's just a video for the video. That's not where we at right now. We talking about Facebook. All right, so let's read then. Let's read. Some of us can read. The Coalition of 48 States Attorneys General, I said it right, led by New York's Letitia James, announced a new lawsuit against Facebook today, alleging the company stifles competition to protect its monopoly power. That's the word I was looking for, monopoly. The lawsuit comes the same day that the FTC announced a separate suit against the social media giant, also accusing it of anti-competitive practices. So it's a lot going on. If you know anything about business and the marketplace, you can only be but so big. If you crushing the competition in a way in which nobody else can get no money, it's like being on a block, man. You got all these corners, man. Well, Avon Barksdale, man, I want my corners. You know what I'm saying? I want my corners. You got all these corners. You ain't let nobody try and eat. Everybody eats, B. See how I tied that in? It was the same actor, two different movies. All right. For y'all ain't even peeped the wizardry that just happened right there. For nearly a decade, Facebook has used this dominance and monopoly power to crush smaller rivals and snuff out the competition at the expense of everyday users. So if it's for nearly a decade, why is it an issue now? Once Clubhouse just okay, I'll get back to that. Follow the money. Today, we are taking action to stand up for the millions of consumers and many small businesses that have been harmed by Facebook's illegal behavior. Who among you in the chat? Let me go back to the chat. Let me see. Who among you has been harmed by Facebook's illegal behavior? Just curious. Letitia James said Facebook uses power to suppress competition so it could take advantage of users and make billions by converting personal data into a cash cow. Okay. Well, that's damaging. Okay. So yes, that's dangerous. I fall victim to that. You've harmed me with your illegal behavior. So I stand corrected. I stand corrected. She added that almost every state in the nation. So let's talk about Letitia James if we can. Really impactful. She must be protected. Really impactful early. I mean, these are big. These ain't small situations. She added that almost every state in the nation has joined the bipartisan lawsuit because Facebook's efforts to dominate the market were as illegal as they were harmful. And as we all know, the Fed has a 97% closure rate. So maybe they were waiting 10 years because they had to make sure Facebook stepped on his own feet in such a way where they can just drop the hammer. I don't know what they're looking for. They're talking about, I heard today that they're looking for them to sell off some parts of the company, which is still major. Can you imagine being forced to sell off like billions of dollars just to appease the government? Oh man, capitalism, gotta love it. Antitrust is do your Googles. Antitrust is the situation that's going on. Facebook tweeted from its official communications account. Who follows that? Who among you follows Facebook Newsroom? I don't. And they said that they are reviewing their complaints. 6 billion worldwide users and 156 people like this. No one follows Facebook Newsroom. Okay. All right. We're reviewing the complaints and we'll have more to say soon. Of course you will. And this is major, man. This may seem slight. And with your general understanding, it may seem like, it's not a big deal. But I think it's heavy. Something we need to pay attention to because we'll mess around. Facebook will look different again. You get on there tomorrow and it should be not the same. But yeah, it is that. So, all right. Keep it moving. That's the story we want to follow. Maybe we get Kevin Mincy on here to talk about antitrust or somebody that's even in corporate law to have to give us that understanding so we know what we're dealing with. Is it time to pull your money out of Facebook or buy some more shares? All right, here we go. All right, so let's talk about your man real quick. President-elect Joe Biden's. That's what I call him, Joe Biden's. He out here high-siding. Man, I don't know, man. So your man, so I got two stories back to back that's going. One is going to relate to the other. So we're still taking your calls on this vaccine situation. Yeah, let's read this, man. So this is what's got me perplexed. I've been listening to the sound. I get up early morning and I listen to news talk radio or whatever. So they've been playing this sound all day. Maybe we can watch it right here. Let's see. Here's the headline. Politico.com. Biden pledges to vaccinate tens of millions, reopen schools in the first 100 days. The new pledge came as Biden introduced his picks to lead key health agencies and coordinate the federal response to a pandemic that's infected almost 15 million people in the U.S. Let's watch this video real quick. Just turn down the advertisers because they ain't buying time on this show.
I found out about the Google IT support professional certificate.
Listen to his voice. Listen to what he says, man.
Wage in a job where I feel like I'm actually making an impact.
And yeah, all right. So let's see what he says.
Consultation with Dr. Tony Fauci,
No, the
We
Fauci.
developed the first 3 objectives of the new initiative that I'm asking this team to complete once I'm sworn in our first 100 days in office. Masking, vaccinations, opening schools.
Okay.
These are the 3 key goals for my first 100 days.
Easy
my
work.
First 100 days is going to require, I'm going to ask for a masking plan.
Okay.
Everyone for the first 100 days of my administration to wear a mask.
Good marketing
It
team.
will start with my signing an order on day 1 to require masks where I can under the law,
Okay.
like federal buildings,
A little intrusive.
interstate travel on planes, trains, and buses.
That's fine.
I'll also be working with the governors and mayors to do the same in their states and
This
their
is
cities.
an easy
It should
plan of
be a
action.
national priority to get our kids back into school and keep them in school.
So far, he's saying the right shit.
If Congress provides the funding we need to protect students, educators, and staff, if states and cities put strong public health measures in place that we all follow,
This is first time reading
then
this.
my team will work to see that a majority of our schools can be open by the end of my first 100 days.
All right, let's get to the money.
That's right. We'll look to have the most schools open that we can possibly in 100 days.
Let's get to the money,
In
Joe
100
Biden.
days, we can change the course of the disease and change life in America for the better.
Oh, this must not be the clip. Oh, okay. This ain't the clip then. All right, so this ain't even what the clip at? I wanted the clip. Is this what he talking about right here? Oh, okay, all right, let's try this one. I need y'all to hear it so
I
we
knew
can talk
my
about it. I
potential
hope
was
this
so
ain't
much
the same.
more than where
y'all
I
not paying
was. I
advertising.
found out about the
I
Google
need y'all to
IT
hear it so we
Support
can
Professional
get
Certificate.
your
I'm
opinion
making
ready.
a real living wage in a
hope
job
this
where
ain't
I
the
feel
same.
like I'm actually making an impact.
Same commercial. What you mean with the Eddie Bauer?
In
right, let's go.
consultation with Dr. Tony Fauci,
Oh, it's the same one, Tony
developed the first
Fauci.
3
All right, so
objectives.
I'll get to it. Let me read to what he said since they not showing the right sound. It's odd that on this website you wouldn't be able to see it, but he basically said he's guaranteeing. He's guaranteeing. Oh, but here we go. Biden's pledge to administer 100 million shots is in line with vaccine supplies the government has already secured. When? I talked to Sway the other day, earlier today. I hit him on a 2-way pager. And I told him what Biden had said, man. And Sway said, how? He said, how? 100 million that the government has already secured? One day we get updates on trials that are happening, that are going favorably. And then the next day we get an update that's saying, oh yeah, we have a stockpile already that's good to go in 2 weeks. How? Like, how do we've been fast tracking and money is being dispersed and printed up and made. And, clearances are allowed and we're skipping data sets, the months of checking results. I get all that. But how we go from the trials are working, we should be good and we should be up and running. And then the next day is, oh, nah, we got 100 million on standby. How? Haynes says Congress signs the budget. They already paid for the vaccine. SBW Nola says pre-order. Sure. Pre-orders. Look, when I pre-order something, most of the time, like little boutiques on Instagram, they got like, little designer shoes with Africa on them. You know what I'm saying? I pre-order. And like the first time I bought these Africa shoes from Nagas Footwear, it took me 6 months to get them. I was just trying to support black business. 6 months pre-order. I get it. The shoes wasn't necessarily made yet. So you saying pre-order, you trying to tell me the joint ain't made yet, but they guaranteeing 100 million. And then in this article, they're saying they're already in stash. I don't know, man. So, all right. So here's the follow-up. So I don't know a lot. So here's the follow-up story to that. And, I've been hearing a lot of news outlets talk about people of color, which I hate that phrase, black people and Latinx people, the reason why they fear taking the vaccine. and everybody on the news all of a sudden is an expert on the Tuskegee experiment. Just out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. Everybody just is so well versed on what historically America has done to black people. Just out the fuck nowhere. Just all of us. This was on WTOP, the news talk radio station in this area. Did a whole segment on black people's fear of vaccine because you know how the Tuskegee experiment went down. And I was like, oh yeah? Well, now you can report on it. Like now you hip to it. You did some digging. Anyway, so here's the second story. And this is, you know, people got the willies, man. People is scared and good reason. It's too soon, fam. It's too soon, fam. I'll just read this. And I ain't trying to be the boogeyman business. I ain't trying to scare you. But anyway, quote, very inconsistent. This is USA Today. Very inconsistent is what they're calling. 2 allergic reactions in the UK to COVID-19 vaccine puzzle researchers. All right, now I got to be fair. When we get into this, I don't know if they have a video now. I got to be fair. The people had allergic reactions, but they had pre-existing situations, right? They say it's not immediately clear what triggered the allergic reactions. Unlike some vaccines in the Pfizer BioNTech vaccine, there are no preservatives or egg products, which have been known to trigger reactions with other types of vaccine. Here's another issue that I have. Quite a few of us, who among you knows what's even in these joints? I didn't know till reading this just now that they be having eggs in the vaccine. How y'all gonna put out what the vegans gonna do? Do they got a vegan vaccine? Gluten-free? They said allergic reactions were not a significant problem in the U.S. trial in which more than 20,000 people have received both two doses of the vaccine, which is weird. But the U.S. trial kept out subjects who had severe allergic reactions previously. So now there's an issue of if you've been allergic to different shit throughout your life, you in a risky category. Who doing that? Man, Drunken Fruit says that means it has not been through enough trials. No, exactly. Mr. Clarkson says you pre-order and it comes with Jordans as well. Yeah. Yeah, so they had previous adverse reactions to other let me see specifically, as I read it earlier, what they had previous. But even still, if you have a history of that, or what about if you don't know that you have a history of breaking out to some shit that you ain't never had in your body before? Like, I ain't trying to be the one to find out that I'm allergic to whatever is in this thing that you're shooting in my arm after you shoot it in my arm. I'm not doing that. I don't know. Not an anti-vaxxer. I just think there's not enough research has been done. Valentine's Day, V-Day, Vaccine Day. A year after COVID-19 pandemic began in China, UK is first in the West to start vaccinations. They are starting now, as apparently. So there's that. I just, I thought that was worth talking about. It's too soon. It's like, all right, sure. You're going to have there's going to be a casualty rate, right? We just have to admit, I remember when Uber first came out, ride sharing. And, in the very beginning, I don't know if y'all remember, the very beginning when it started getting really had the potential to be big. It was before it got big, but it had the potential early on. Like, you remember the rules was different for Uber and Lyft in the very beginning. And these sexual assault cases was coming up, right? And people thought that the press surrounding those cases was going to kill the business. And what happened? No, because nobody thinks it could happen to them, right? Well, drivers turn around fondling boobs and shit, the drunk girl in the car, they've, all that. But you never think it can happen to you. But that company, another one, behemoth, both of all the ride share joints, big, huge. It didn't slow them down, the negative press. But with something like this, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's too you talking 100 million? You about to drop 100 million vaccines. Now I'm not the numbers guy. I don't doubt that it's real, so don't take me out of context. But 100 million where That's what? That's a third of us? But the numbers don't reflect. I don't know, man. It's a touchy. I gotta get a doctor on here. It's a touchy subject. I don't want to. Shit, I'm saying I ain't trying to get canceled, but 100 million though. Like it don't match up. It don't add up to the. I'm sure you're trying to prevent through the masses, right? But it don't. The infection rate and all of that. 100 million, and you got that already? Where y'all get it from? What's in it? What else is going to cure? Does it cure the flu? Is it 2-in-1? If I got HIV, can I cure that? Is it 3-in-1? Because they got similar characteristics. Well, like what else is it altering my mRNA? Like we was talking about the other day. Like it's too much questions. 100 million? That sounds like you ain't gonna have a choice. That sounds like, yeah, all right. Keep it moving. I ain't trying to be that serious today. Do. Okay. Nola says egg yolks are used as a growth medium. Now, what are they growing is the question. Where's that? Amen. All right, let's keep it moving. Yes, Mr. Clarkson says they're rushing it to the market because it's connected to the economy. Absolutely, which is still problematic for me. Yeah, what the vegans going to do? They're going to have a vegan vaccine, man. That's a real question. If you talking about got egg in it, and I don't really, you know what I'm saying? What if I'm allergic to eggs, and then I can't? All right, we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. All right, here's another. This is another good one. Hey, Cartoon Network for the win, man. Cartoon MF Network. Everybody's been making some decent decisions on how to angle their content and what to do with their programming. Some people take advantage of their free time. Some people got a real diverse staff in their creative and marketing department. So this is recently released on Cartoon Network's TikTok, which TikTok is a whole nother conversation. I got a story after this too about TikTok, but I think this is brilliant. I don't know what's coming behind it, but it's a little promo that they put out, a little quick little thing, shitting on racism, basically. All right, let's watch it together. Cartoon Network. This is promo on their social media platforms.
These textbooks are incomplete. There were black Roman warriors, black medieval knights, black classical musicians, black cowboys, black fighter pilots. Where are they? I worry about you humans because you only live, about 100 years? You rely on these stories to know your own history. Thanks to systemic racism, most of your storytellers prioritize white accomplishments, which leaves you with an incomplete picture. Ask yourself as you're learning history, who's telling the story? Was this modified to make white readers comfortable? Are major details being left out that would credit people of color and center their point of view?
Okay then.
These textbooks are incomplete. There were black Roman warriors, black medieval knights, black classical musicians, black cowboys, black fighter pilots. Where are they? I worry about you humans because you only live, about 100 years? You rely on these stories to know your own history. Thanks to systemic racism, most of your storytellers prioritize white accomplishments, which leaves you with an incomplete picture. Ask yourself as you're learning history, who's telling the story? Was this modified to make white readers comfortable? Are major details being left out that would credit people of color and center their point of view?
Yeah. Hey, Mr. Clarkson said, well done. Cartoon Network has a team of black writers from HBUs. I don't know if that's true or that was a joke, but either way, you can tell. You can, the tone, after watching it the second and third time, you can kind of tell, because I was triggered. Like my alleged white ancestors was triggered in that one. That was offensive. I would have taken offense to that. I don't know if that's gonna be a larger sketch or some type of programming coming, or just them playing around, experimenting on TikTok. Brilliant either way. Shout out to Cartoon Network. I wonder if that TikTok triggered Christmas. I don't know. Christmas, what you think about that, man? It was back in the day, you was on cartoons real heavy, and now you just relegated to, the background. We'll talk later. Oh, I didn't have y'all in the frame. Let me go back real quick. Hey, Jamar Taylor, welcome to the program, man. He said virus or the vaccine. So I'm not against, let me state this clearly. I'm not against people taking the vaccine. I just feel like what we're privy to, the information that we got, ain't all the information. And sure, you can choose the virus or the vaccine. I'll give you this counter and then I'm gonna move on. The virus in some regards is avoidable. Whatever happens to me when I get the vaccine in my body is a complete unknown, period. So it's not a choice of one or the other, as far as I'm concerned. But I appreciate you, though. Great comment. Hey, man, this peanut gallery, y'all on it, man. Yeah, I like Cartoon Network. So yeah, Crispus did disappear for a few days. Me and him, he's still not saying much to me. It was around contract negotiation time, and he took a meeting with some other platforms and some other shows. But me being loyal, I was like, come back through, man. The people is asking for you, and so we'll see, man. After the show, we're gonna have to have a conversation, and yeah, first of all, I have to get that out of his hands because I'm not talking to him while he's holding that. But there's that. Not gonna do it. All right, now speaking of holding that, and wait a minute, we stay on TikTok. I'm that other story I'm gonna say. So let's still talk about TikTok. So apparently TikTok has had its no shortage of controversy. I see them. I'm not on it, so I don't know the platform all the way around. I do know that it came from Musical.ly. I do know it's based in China. I do know your president was like, nah, man, this is a national security issue. Y'all got to sell that motherfucker by September 15th. I know that didn't happen. They were up for sale by Oracle and somebody else, and I believe Walmart bought like 15%, but they're still based in China. Your database, your data and all your info is still on foreign soil, right? So they've had controversy because of the algorithms, and I'm gonna tie this all together. The algorithms and who sees what, and a lot of the black content creators would because you act out a scene set to audio, but some people were doing their own audio, and then white folks would come and take that audio and then make a scene out of their audio, and then they would go viral, and the person that originally created content didn't get the credit. And now in this day and age, platforms are paying, so that's a real issue. So if I say, Crispus, welcome to the show, niggas, and that ends up on TikTok as a thing, and then you do a whole bit in the street with that audio, welcome to the show, niggas, and you dancing in front of cars or whatever, and Crispus don't never see a dime of you using this audio from a content creator standpoint, that could be problematic. So that's all background and context. So recently there's been some issues about anti-racist content. Racist content creators not being dealt with by the platform. So let's go to this story real quick. So now that you got the context and you understand, you'll get this headline a little better. So recently, and this was updated, by the way, TikTok allegedly refused to remove video of white girls saying the N-word, but it removed the black woman's video who complained about it. TikTok allegedly refused to remove the video of white girls saying the N-word, but it removed the black woman's video, calling them out. This has been updated. When reached for comment, TikTok spokesperson told that the platform eventually took down the video of the two white users saying the N-word, saying that we're committed to promoting an inclusive and positive environment on TikTok. In line with our community guidelines, we remove hateful speech. So here's what it was. They're lip syncing a song or some audio. And they like, nigga. And when a black user complained, they took hers down. Okay, so that's confusing? Yes. Let's watch it real quick.
Hey, whatever you're doing, if you see this TikTok on your FYP, pause right now. I promise you it's nothing but pause. Last night, I seen a video of these two girls who are Caucasian saying the N-word on a TikTok. So me being me, I reported the video. Obviously, it's hate speech. Later on, if you haven't seen the video, here it is. Later on, I received a notification that my report didn't go against the safety guidelines or whatever it is that TikTok has. So basically, their video got to stay up. So this was my reaction. And in case you don't believe me, pause this video. Here's the proof that their video did not get deleted. But guys, my video did. So it was removed for hate speech. I did not say a word in that video. So if I haven't proved to you that TikTok is racist, check again.
All right, so before I get, whoa, hey, what's that? What y'all doing right here? All right, that ain't what I was. So yeah, so Jamar, you on it. He coming to the peanut gallery and get right to it. Shout out to Jamar. So you are saying what I was just about to say. It's based, that's why I gave all that background and context. It's still based in China. Chinese don't give a shit about Black American struggles at all. They have no clue. Matter of fact, the Asian, some parts of Asia are the biggest culture vultures where, and I don't say N-word, I say nigga, where that's not a derogatory term to them. Nor is it, if you were a Black person that were complaining and say, hey, you call me nigga, I don't like it. They don't even, like in Tokyo, like they proud to be, they claim to be niggas. So this story right here, like makes complete sense to me, how that went unguarded until she went public and went viral with her complaint, proving everybody that the platform did not reprimand the two users. Now, sidebar, they were lip syncing. Who among you really has a problem with that? Y'all don't have a problem with that. You got bigger fish to fry. You don't care. You don't care that they were lip syncing the word nigga in a song, because that happens 1 million times a day in 1 million different households, white households. So you don't really care. But I just think it's odd how, you know, these big platforms that our kids are on or whatever, really there's no, and that's what's happening with Facebook in the courts right now is accountability, because they're too big to hold themselves accountable. And these are the, you know, people are finally fighting back against social engineering, even though TikTok is the most popular shit going right now. And it's hard to peel your kids away from it. There's no real, the social engineering that's happening on these platforms, crazy. All right. So anyway, all right, let's keep it moving. All right, so we got our guest in the building right now, ready to go. As promised, yesterday we mentioned it. For those of you who've been following for the last couple of weeks or whatever, we talked about Safe Harbor. Safe Harbor came and went. And my question was, are we still, you know, in the eye of the storm? Are we out of the water? What's the deal? So I reached out to Ike Speaks. And so here we are, ladies and gentlemen, one more time. Welcome to the program. Keisha Al-Shabazz. Good to see you.
Thank you for having me. Hello,
how are you?
hello.
You're a fan favorite. I had to have you back.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So we talked briefly about Safe Harbor, and you said, you know, you saw some things that day. Texas Attorney General came out, tried to sue 4 states that same day. Supreme Court was like, knock it off, fall back. We're not doing it, especially in Pennsylvania.
Right.
And I reached out to you and you said they're still going to try. What is it that they're going to try, and how are they going to do it?
So the case, I believe the Texas case where the Attorney General is suing these 4 other states, I believe that case has been docketed. I don't think that's been dismissed.
Okay, what does that mean? What's the difference?
That it's going to be considered, and then it may be dismissed. I don't think it's been dismissed yet. I think it just was filed. So unless that just happened.
The thing I read later in that evening was that Pennsylvania Supreme Court said the Pennsylvania one.
Right, that one that's dead.
Yeah.
That one is dead. But this new one with Texas is not dead yet.
Yeah.
It's not dead yet. Now, so there's some issues with whether or not this Texas has standing. But here's the thing. The way the court is required to look at a complaint, even if it's terribly pled, the court has to look at it very liberally, right? And in doing so has to consider what are you trying to say? And so the court can extrapolate from the complaint what they want. And I don't know where the Supreme Court is right now, because I do think there are some judges that are interested in dealing with this on some level. And
they have to, because they have to repay that favor too, specifically.
And there's a few of them that have to do that.
Yeah.
If there is a equal protection clause argument out there. Whether or not the Supremes can shape it into something that they think is a federal question that gives them jurisdiction to hear it. I mean, shit, who gonna stop them?
Yeah, right. That's
you
what
know
I'm
saying. Who the fuck gonna stop them?
And so safe harbor coming and going. Does that mean that deadline and the things that you said that were associated with that deadline, are those completely off the table now?
Nothing is cemented. Nothing is cemented. So what that means now is that the states that have met that certification deadline are eligible to and are required by their statutes to vote in accordance with how their state voted, right? And they're supposed to cast those electoral votes on December 14th. However, there's nothing that prohibits states from being decertified. And so I don't know what the import of this litigation is. It could be all bullshit. It could be all bullshit, but you know, there's specific targeting of these states that have enough electoral votes to upset this election. So I feel a little better than I did before when states weren't. At least they're certifying their results. Whether or not the certification holds, and we see what happens on December 14th, then I don't know.
Now I civics was my strong suit, but I do remember this whole thing about states suing states and all that. It kind of reminds me of like 1861 thing called the Civil War. Didn't it kind of start on some bullshit like that? Like similar? We not rocking with y'all.
Listen, we've got 73 million people who are on that side.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's
a dead split.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like seriously.
And they're really campaigning too.
They really are.
They're not even. I've seen some clips floating, man on the street interview type stuff, and they're really like they're dead serious.
They
plot against them, and all the wrong information that they have is actual facts, and they're really ready, stocking the food. They already got the guns and ammo. They've been had that. But they're really like, yo, let's get it popping. January 20th is a fraud. They really like they with the shits.
Yes. Black people need to get some guns legally, of course.
Well, that too.
Legally, of course, arm yourselves.
Letitia James, at the forefront again with leading this charge against Facebook and antitrust and all of that.
Right.
Is she making noise to make noise, or is she trying to close the year out big? Like what's the deal?
I don't know. I honestly do not know. I'm not a fan of hers. I thought that she was going to be a more progressive attorney general, and it doesn't seem that way to me. I know that there is at least one conviction that was reversed in the second department that she's really trying to challenge, and I'm like, the fucking court reversed the trial decision, and you want to fight that? You want to fight that?
What case was that?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
What case was that?
This is the case against the Councilman Reuben Wills here in Queens.
Oh, okay, so local. Okay.
Yeah, he was convicted, and his conviction was overturned, and she's fighting that. And it's like, that there was a time where the AG was going after a lot of black politicians all over New York, and now you sitting in the seat enforcing that.
See, that's we don't get that. We get the national, what she's doing nationally, and she looks like a hero. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard for us outside of New York to make that distinction and all that.
Right. It's the little shit that counts.
Yeah.
That have the most impact on our communities.
All right, last question, and because I know you're a busy woman. Trump ain't leaving. That's I'm gonna stand on that. He's not gonna leave. So what happens January 1, January 5th? What happens in Georgia? I mean, we've seen the debates where the one Republican candidate was clearly wearing audio, being said answers.
You see them,
and then the other one didn't even show up. So what's happening in Georgia? What can we expect realistically?
You know, with this whole thing with the steal the election, I think there could be some backfiring because there's a lot of people who feel like they've been disenfranchised, and they have said that they are not going to vote. We hope that that's true. We hope that they stay home. But it's that important that the Democrats really need both of those seats. Otherwise, this could be a whole lame duck presidency.
The entire time.
Right.
Yeah, or 2 years at least.
Right, at least 2 years of it. Yep.
Yeah. So that's a 6-year Trump presidency.
Here we go.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the reality of it.
That is the reality. Oh man.
Exactly.
Well, I appreciate you. Got any other scoop or any other thing that should be on our radar moving forward into Christmas? Is Christmas? John Watson, our New York bureau chief, says, is Christmas going to be canceled? Because that's a great question.
I don't celebrate Christmas, so.
Oh, well, there's that.
Everybody should cancel that shit anyway.
Yeah.
So, I don't do fake holidays. I don't do none of that.
You know, it's funny that you said that. What now? You know, we was Black Tuesday this summer. We was, blackout the Black Dollar and Black Friday, and we still giving them the money.
Yeah,
they gotta
stop.
They said online. They said online sales Black Friday weekend was like up 26% from the crib.
And all these people unemployed. Who's spending money?
Yeah.
Who's spending money? Y'all fighting eviction and begging for student loans to be paid. What's going on? Who got money?
DC actually they extended sidebar. DC extended the rent I don't know what it's called.
Like a moratorium.
Yeah. What are they doing in New York?
They still have it suspended now. So no evictions can go forward, but people can still file.
Okay.
File. And so as soon as it gets lifted, you're in court.
Oh, immediately.
Immediately. Show up the next day. And you still don't have any money.
Yeah. You're going to get that paperwork and you'll be like, we see you've taken the vaccine. Here's your court date. We're open.
No vaccine for me. Did you see that they're having allergic reactions in the UK?
Yeah, we just talked about that too.
Okay.
Yeah. That's enough for me. That's enough.
Exactly. And you know what? I think the UK's vaccine is probably better than ours because they have more stringent. They're much more stringent than the FDA when it comes to contents that can be in food and whatnot. And so they probably have a better vaccine than we have. And they're having issues with it.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm good. I'm good on that.
What could get you in a position to whereas you would take it?
No position.
Never. 2022 when everybody back in the club and
No, I'm good.
Okay.
If everybody got it, then we good. I mean, they all got the vaccine. Long y'all get it, then I'm straight.
That's what I think.
Let everybody else get it. Get that herd immunity going.
Yeah. All right. Keisha Al-Shabazz, Esquire. Ike Speaks. I appreciate you for dropping in.
Thank you for having me. Always.
Yeah. Have a good
evening.
All right, fam. That's Peoples right there, yeah. We love her energy. You requested it, so we rewind. All right. Let me go back. All right, last story. We'll close out on this. Y'all been good today, man. Good. It was good to see y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed. Let's see what y'all talking about. In the John Watson says, I bought so much stuff from Black-owned vendors this holiday season. And that's cool. And that's, that's remarkable. That's cool. That's what we should do. And maybe, I don't have the numbers, maybe that made a difference. Maybe we let that dollar circulate and percolate, in the community. Maybe some people staying in business that Probably would not have if you hadn't done that. So that's a bonus. That's a bonus. All right, last story. She needs to be a weekly correspondent. Y'all paying? You paying? Oh, so, I thought somebody said they was paying for staff. Oh, Mr. Clarkson said, huh? Oh, John Watson said hello. Oh, all right. yeah, tripping. All right, here we go. Last story. So this is, yes, we're gonna go out big. Pause. Nate Parker, man. Nate Parker. If you remember Nate Parker, man, a couple BT movies, a couple of Chappie in Tuskegee Airmen. I don't know if he was Chappie, but there's always a Chappie in any movie about the Tuskegee Airmen. Nate Parker, man, he did Birth of a Nation, which was a redo, a flip on his head of a classic racist Hollywood film. It kind of told the story of Nat Turner Revolution. And the movie had powerful masculine black male imageries of oppressed people getting revenge based on historical fact, okay? Which is always dangerous because the existing power structure is not really normally typically fans of that type of story being told about American history. So when the movie dropped, big promo tour, and then out of nowhere, some information came out about a sexual assault case that he was involved in college, that he was subsequently acquitted, if I believe. But the negative press, it was right around the time, the beginning of the Me Too movement and Time's Up. And he really got caught up in that and was made an example. And black women, led the charge to boycott his movie and cancel Nate Parker. And his movie did not do well. And he hasn't done much, above ground since. Until now, Nate Parker's back with a Spike Lee project. And we're just going to watch this trailer. And we're going to talk briefly. I'll give my thoughts on this. If you're easily triggered by things that easily trigger you, look away now. This particular theatrical release has me excited. All right, let's watch together. It's called American Skin, a Spike Lee jump.
You remember me?
How you doing tonight?
Doing well, officer.
Can I see your driver's license, registration, and insurance, please?
Of course. My license is right here, my wallet. It's all right, son. You remember the night in July? Hands up! Hey! Wait! Put the phone down! Put that phone! It's a phone! It's a cell phone! It's just a cell phone! You knew he was unarmed. Shut the car and put your hands in the air! Officer, please, he's just a kid! You pointed your gun at him. Kid, get out of the car, son. Easy. He pulled the trigger. Put that phone away! Put the phone away!
The grand jury determined that no probable cause exists to file any charges against Officer Randall.
This is my son. This is my little boy. You took that from me. The world took that from me. Today we make that right. Hear me when I say this, because I'm only going to say it once. Don't stop filming.
You should just give up now.
Why are we the only people in this country that are expected to do things without violence? I didn't mean to kill your son! What you did. I did what I was trying to do! I just want justice. That's all I want. This is your jury. The deciders of your fate. Today, you will be tried for the murder of my son. You scared? Are you afraid?
Listen. Where do I begin? Well, let's begin here first of all. I was like, when I seen this, I was like, oh damn, Jimmy Butler in this joint. All right, so no. Where do I begin? Again, social media, everybody's on it. Very polarizing. The release of this trailer, and I'll tell you why. It's two sides to every issue. The one side is like, man, and this is the side I'm on. About time. More visuals like this need to exist, where people who are not used to seeing themselves take an L can see themselves taking an L. I'm on that side. So that's where I am with that. Kind of goes to what was said. See, everything today was cyclical, it's circular. It should come back. Kind of goes to what was said in the Cartoon Network funny piece about white people always seeing themselves as the hero and the victor in every story from every perspective. And visuals like this, Birth of a Nation, his version, the Nat Turner story, I'm all the way here for it. All the way. The other side, which was, I read, I saw a few people's opinion, and I was like, oh, that's an interesting perspective. So the other side that's not really for this, I saw this on Twitter, and they were like, somebody made a post, and a couple people, scores of people agreeing and disagreeing or whatever. The point was made, now's not the time, because this feeds in to those people, the 70 Millers, who think that we are waiting for a chance to attack and murder cops. I was like, that's how you see that? Really? That you see it as that. So no other movie that you've ever watched or that America watches inspires them to do anything, motivates, promotes, is considered propaganda. But this one is. Okay. So this one is. Any other movie that there's an issue is raised or there's some concern about its impact, it's theatrical. It's the movie. It's fictional license. But in this one, this is going to be dangerous because it's going to inspire people like people who relate to his character to go and commit acts of violence against police. Oh, word? Oh, that's okay. That's your position. Nah, I'm with the first one. I think we need to see more of those type of people taking L's to let them know that, this type of theatrical creativity exists. I'll leave it there. That this type of movie can be made. My only qualm, man, when I seen it, I had to do my digging, I had to do my Googles. Nate Parker, written, directing, starring, right? But it's a Spike Lee jump. And I was kind of glad that it was just a Spike Lee jump. And Nate Parker did the writing, directed in it. Because I don't want to, my fear is you kill my son. You killed my son. Like, I don't want the music to break out and you know what I'm saying? I don't want a musical. And you never know. The trailer was hard. That joint was hard as shit. But Spike, though, I'm a fanatic. Nobody can say nothing bad about Spike. But Spike, though, there's a couple parts that towards the end, I was like, oh, is this does it stay serious the whole time? All right, where's the action and explosions? Does it end good? Because Spike could throw that musical in there and the walking with the shoulders, and then it just be all different. You know what I'm saying? I remember wanting to see Chirac. And I can also remember never seeing Chirac because somebody told me how the joint played out, how it was a musical, and I had a stomach for that. So I'm hoping American Skin is what it is. It looks good. I'm going to see it. Yeah, no, I don't want the freeze police, and they going down the hall, you know what I'm saying, floating and all that you see they showed. No, I don't want that. I don't want the musical. This ain't the time. I don't want Omari Hardwick because he'll do it. Because y'all think Omari Hardwick is Ghost. Now, I done seen him in some early flicks, man. That band was singing and dancing. And he'll do it. He'll always give you this, but then be like, the police is coming. I said the police is coming. Like, I don't know, man. I don't want that. Not from this one. So I'm front row center when this comes out. Probably limited release. They probably had show the movie only in open carry states. And goddamn it, field trip time. Let's go. Let's go. All right, there it is, y'all. Speaking of let's go live. Another one in the books, man. Y'all have been awesome. You don't even know it. That's the thing, man. Start calling y'all the 100 Millers. So the 70 Millers was, the people that voted for your mans and them. But the 100 Millers, y'all about to get that shot in the arm, baby. Get that shot in the arm. Let's go. All right, if you enjoyed the show today, man, please be a part of what we're trying to build here. It's a live show, unlike any other live show that you could be watching right now. $sign Lamont King 06, always appreciated. Join us at the Patreon so you can turn to do the subscribing, and you ain't even got to, you'll see where the money go and flourish, and we thrive and all that. Become a patron. You get access to exclusive content. You get all the content first, bonus clips and behind the scenes features. Patreon.com/Mr. Lamont King. On behalf of everybody that made this show possible, executive producer, Mr. Clarkson, down the studio G, down the hall, our New York bureau chief, John Watson from All Fun and Games, and Iggy Speaks, Aikisha Al-Shabazz, Esquire. That's the show, and we are actually overtime. So, Roland, you're gonna have to stand by. We'll try to do something tomorrow, man. I may call you ahead of time to try to work out how we can make it sound and look good. And Crispus, we got to talk, man. All right, you still ain't saying shit. That's cool, man. Yeah, Mr. Clarkson, we gotta unpack that. We might unpack that on Friday. Yeah, unpack that. I gotta do the research. I gotta add that up. Other than that, man, y'all be safe. Enjoy your Wednesday, man. Don't do nothing stupid, man. Oh, you just not gonna say something? You ain't gonna say nothing? Oh, you a whole